Hey there, I've got this old BBB bent pot, and in it I'm smoking a bowl of MacBaren's HHL Dark Fired, which is the subject of this video review of said blend. As Dion Powell would say, or flash up on the screen in text, stay tuned for a 5-star review. I rate my blends on a 4-star scale only because that's what's on tobacco reviews, and so I use that resource and I kind of want to maintain some continuity there, even though I actually would prefer a 5-star scale, which is why you see me breaking down into 3.5 stars, 3 stars, 3.25, whatever. Nonetheless, this has quickly become a favorite smoke for me. It is just really good. Also, if you've watched my box opening videos from what I bought with the International Pipe Smoking Day sale, you'll notice that I bought a pound of this blend. So, real appreciative of John and the opportunity he's given me to review this blend. Thanks, John. Thanks for opening my eyes to a tobacco that I'm definitely keeping around to smoke a lot. This is a very intriguing blend. It's very, very similar to 3 Nuns. I also gave 3 Nuns a very high rating. I don't recall if I gave them a 4-star rating, or maybe a 3.5. Probably did a 3.5, maybe 3 3/4. But this is, I think, my first 4-star review. This is just, I think, a really enjoyable tobacco. It's nice, full, natural flavors. It's a combination of dark fired Kentucky and flue cured Virginia. Has some nicotine. If you're a real lightweight or looking for something like an all-day smoke, I don't think this is it. Unless you're doing the delayed gratification technique and smoking it little bits at a time throughout the day, which is actually what I'm doing now. In that case, if you stretch it out, maybe you can smoke it a little bit all day long. I actually find it does DGT pretty well. I think, along with Virginias, I think the fire-cured Burleys, actually, usually Burley is not good. It gets really bitter and nasty and doesn't taste good when you relight. But the dark-fired stuff I found, at least when blended with Virginia, does. So, very close to 3 Nuns, the new 3 Nuns that are done by MacBaren's. I think I like this blend better. It's a little bit rounder, a little bit sweeter. The Virginias at times provide some like dark fruity, stoved fruit sort of notes. A little bit more so than in 3 Nuns. They're just really nice. Another thing I've noticed about this blend, and maybe it's just the way I've grabbed flakes and packed them. I'm, by the way, reviewing a tin from 2013. The tin does have smaller flakes than does the boxed version. If you buy the box of flakes to jar up, those flakes, I think, are twice as long as the flakes you get in the tin. With that age on it, the flakes are kind of stuck together a little bit, and I don't know exactly how they layer the leaf in there. But what I've found is that you'll kind of, at some points in the smoke, you'll get mostly a burley note from the dark-fired Burleys, and it, as opposed to some other dark-fired Burleys, tends, I think, almost toward a more natural burley taste, a little bit less of the fire-cured note. It's obviously there, it is dark-fired Burley, but you get some of that underlying nutty burliness and earthiness in there, which has been wonderfully, probably because of the stoving. This is a hot-pressed flake. I think just real smooths it out and mellows it a bit, takes off any kind of sharp edges, which I think sometimes you can get from burley. And then the Virginia as well will sweeten it up. And so I found sometimes, like this bowl I'm smoking today, and I found this at other times, when I first got it and first started smoking this bowl this morning, was almost like a full Virginia flake. Fruitier, but that kind of dark stoved Virginia sort of flavor, similar to some of like McClellan's 2035 almost, was just there. A little bit of earthiness and body, I think, and some from the burley, but more Virginia prominent. Right now I'm hitting it, it's more cigar-like, slightly, more burley, more nutty earthiness. So I found that sometimes it can give you a very dynamic smoke, as I guess you hit different layers in the flake that you're smoking. Different layers, different flavors will come out when you hit the place where the Virginias were. It's just my guess that, you know, the way that they've packed the press before they make the flakes, is there's a little bit of segregation there that that you can notice. You may not like that. I don't mind. I actually think it's kind of pleasant that it's not just one note throughout of well blended sort of taste. You can kind of pick up little different nuances along the way. I know that Greg Pease, when he does his Jackknife Plug, which is also a blend I haven't smoked, but is a Virginia dark fired blend, I think, I forget if it's Kentucky, Virginia, Kentucky, but it's layered that way. So if you take his plug and if you cut it into flakes and smoke the flakes, you're getting a little bit of all. But if you like peel off the top layer, you're smoking either straight Virginia or straight Kentucky. And if you peel the next layer, you're going to get something different. Maybe that's kind of what I've had with these flakes. Something similar to that arrangement, or maybe it's arranged sideways. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how the production works and contributes, but I have noticed that dynamic. So, nice deep flavors, earthy, nutty, Virginia sweetness, slight bits of fruit. The last thing I'll mention is I heard somebody somewhere say that if you can't get Stonehaven, this is a good replacement. I've never had Stonehaven. But what I have had is just a few bowls sample of Germain's Rich Dark Flake, which some people say is Stonehaven, or at least very close, because Germain's does a production for Esoterica. And when this is more Virginia forward, it does taste very similar to that. So I'll throw that out there. Not having even smoked a lot of the Rich Dark Flake, I just got a really small sample. And noting that this does have a fire cured element that's not present in that smoke. And when the burley picks up, it's definitely more burley forward than that smoke. Still, this is a great smoke. Very cigar-like for a non-cigar blend. If you enjoyed smoking cigars and are moving into pipes, I'd really think Three Nuns, this kind of tobacco, or something you should try. Pick up some Kentucky blends, Kentucky Virginias. They are obviously different from a cigar, but you'll get a lot of those dark, deep, rich notes that you might be looking for, not finding in like a super bright Virginia. Well, I'm rambling. This is a great blend. I loved it. Hopefully I've described it well. Also, the great value in the 1 pound box for 43 bucks at Pipes and Cigars. It's 46 at Smoking Pipes. I was able to pick it up at Pipes and Cigars with a 15% discount, so it was even better. You know, if I think this is top quality stuff. If you buy, you know, what, 35 bucks retail for Stonehaven, Penzance, whatever Esoterica products for 250 grams, 43 is not that much more. Even if you're buying those are 8-ounce bags, not 250 grams. The Sam Galwith does the 250 gram boxes for about 30 bucks at Smoking Pipes. That's about 8.8 ounces for $30. You're getting a little bit more than 8 ounces, but you know, thinking like 28 bucks roughly or so for 8 ounces. This is considerably cheaper. You'd have to buy the full pound or buy the 10, but all in all, I think this is a great value. Three Nuns is a great tobacco, but I like this better, and above and beyond that, it's cheaper. If you buy the 10, it's a 3.5 ounce tin as opposed to Three Nuns, and it's not that much more for the big tin than the Three Nuns tin, which is only the 50 grams. So I think this is a great tobacco. I recommend you smoke it if you like rich, strong tobacco flavor. Hope you've enjoyed this overly long review. Cheers.